Chris.
Heath.
Where's everybody going? Bingo? I don't even like bingo.
No, it's a pretty dull activity as far as getting a group together goes.
It's the word search of grouped activities.
Real watching paint dry moment.
I love watching paint dry.
That makes one of us. Let's get a second opinion on that. Hey, Samantha, you're here.
Hi. I think it depends on the color of the paint, honestly.
Welcome back to this episode of Mobius Tubes. It's episode 143, being recorded on July 29th, 2026. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, so hyped.
I know between the three of us, we have a massive amount of games to talk about. Some of the ones I'm bringing are absolute classics. In the back part of this episode, we also have a discussion topic. We're going to be covering how to navigate these trying times we're in with video game hardware affordability. The prices are surging and we need to save people's wallets. We'll have some advice on that and just talk about where the industry is headed. What is the fate of this hobby given these circumstances?
We refuse to let you play stickball, listener, unless it's a port on the Virtual Boy.
But Samantha, how are you doing? We have an exciting announcement. Basically, for all intents and purposes of the podcast, you're back.
Yes, I am moving out of the worst city in America and back to one of the best cities in America.
That's too harsh for where you've been living.
You didn't live there. You wouldn't know.
I visited.
You visited. Yeah. I'm very happy to be moving back. I'm very excited. I will be moving very soon. So this is the last episode where my home address will be in Boston.
There will be fewer Samantha gaps on the show. And so we will have to contend with this glut of games you have to talk about less often.
Yes, thank goodness. It's irresponsible when even I can't remember everything I've played.
Right. One of them popped back into my head today before recording.
Yeah, thank goodness you remembered because I sure didn't.
And a little bit of housekeeping. Once again, you can always email the show at mobiustubespodcast@gmail.com, but you can also get chummy with us on Discord. That's right, there's an invitation link in the show's description. We've had a slow trickle of new members. You can be one of them. That can be you. And if you're feeling really generous, feel free to leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice. With all that out of the way, should we dive into the games we've been playing?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go first. Actually, we'll tag team this one, Samantha, because we both sat through.
As far as I know, I'm going to talk about every single game that we are all talking about today.
You've had a lot of hands-on experience.
Equal opportunity gamer.
Yep.
Samantha, you and I, we recently played through Resident Evil 4, the remake from 2023. The little bit of background that might be helpful. We're both complete newcomers to this iteration of Resident Evil. Never touched the original from 2005. And I guess I'm a casual Resident Evil fan. This show documented me getting into the series a few years back. And now I felt like it was time to play what many consider the best Resident Evil game.
They hit a pretty high. It was tough to beat for ages.
Yes. In fact, forget just this franchise. It's not so rare for me to hear people say Resident Evil 4 is their favorite game, full stop. It's in that list, at least for a contingent of people.
Yeah. Those people are hardcore, too.
Right. Sunk a lot of hours into this game.
They can run a train.
The quick and dirty premise of this is you are back in the shoes of Leon Kennedy following the events of Resident Evil 2. Several years have passed. He's now a special agent for the government, and he's been dispatched to a remote village in rural Spain to hopefully rescue the president's daughter. And strange forces are afoot, and it escalates from there. First of all, is this now my new favorite entry in the Resident Evil franchise so far? It's the third one I've played. I played 2 Remake. Samantha and I saw 7 as well, and now we're back over to 4. Really ping-ponging around this order. We're not going chronologically at all. And the answer is less clear-cut than I might have expected. Resident Evil 4 provides a sufficiently different flavor of experience that makes direct comparison become a lot trickier than I would have imagined. It's not obviously my favorite, and it's not clearly not my favorite either. I'm still marinating on that. Part of why I'm struggling to come to a verdict is this game surprised me in a multitude of ways, actually. I've always heard this was kind of the missing link that transitioned the Resident Evil franchise from pure survival horror into the action romps of Resident Evil 5 and 6. And this was like the beautiful middle point, the Goldilocks of the two flavors of Resident Evil. And I kind of disagree. This just read as a straight up action game to me. I am reticent to call it survival horror in the way that the other ones I've played have been. And yes, Heath.
I don't think you're reticent. I think you're reluctant.
Oh, what does reticent mean?
Not revealing one's feelings readily.
We'll leave it.
But you are revealing one's feelings.
I'll say reluctant.
The only time Chris and I were ever scared during this game is at one point, just from the way the camera was pointed, a cow came up right behind us and we turned around and it like nudged into us and we both jumped. That was the scariest thing that happened in Resident Evil 4. That's a damning review of what's supposed to be a horror game. Not scary at all.
We were immediately not scared and we never really got scared.
Yeah, there's nothing scary.
And Samantha was treading carefully with this because we've been often playing games remotely. I streamed them to her. We're living in different cities. And she's like, Chris, I won't be able to handle a scary game in my house all by myself, hours away from you.
I have to sleep alone. It's really scary.
And in that sense, Resident Evil 4 posed no challenge. She's like, yeah, we can stream this all day, every day. No problem.
I'm going to leave my door unlocked because it's so not scary.
It's like, I feel like even I could take on these guys. With Resident Evil 7, I was like, Chris, if I'm ever in Mia's situation, don't come for me. Assume I'm dead. It's not worth it. If I'm in Ashley's situation, he better be there in under a day. You know, it's not that bad. You can figure it out.
Yeah, it was a little jarring going from Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, the scariest game I've ever played, to Resident Evil 4, which barely put me on edge. It was a massive difference. Also, to a great degree, gone were the amount of resource management from the earlier games. If this is survival horror, it really just felt like an action game where once in a blue moon, I'd like half pay attention to how much ammo I had left. Running out of bullets wasn't really a concern.
If anything, running out of space to put our bullets in was the big constraint.
Yes, I finally really enjoyed the attaché case and organizing the inventory. That was kind of a fun pleasure.
He was so bad at it.
It doesn't mean he didn't have fun.
Yeah.
You can still have fun.
It posed a bit of a challenge there. And while ammo was in ample supply, healing items were a little harder to come by. Maybe there's some of the resource management of the earlier series.
Only because we put all our healing sprays in storage for more room in the attaché case.
True. Surprise number 2 about this game that took me off guard was its sheer length. Compared to the earlier entries, wow, this one dragged on. I think Resident Evil 7, I was finishing my first playthrough right around the 9 to 10 hour mark, where this game, I was knocking right up against 30 hours before we finished. 3 times as long. That was a big surprise.
They should have cut out everything that happens after the castle except for the very last chapter. All of that was a waste of our time, in my opinion. Especially that big military guy.
Oh, you hated him.
He introduced himself and left in very short order. He mattered not at all, and he was boring.
I don't know.
And he killed my favorite character. So I hate him.
I feel like he was a little too quirky and eccentric to be described as boring.
We talking about Jack Krauser?
Yeah, Krauser.
Okay.
I sleep on Krauser. He's nothing to me.
That does tie into one of the other surprises of this game. This game originally came out in 2005. It's over 20 years old at this point. I've absorbed a good amount of it from just cultural osmosis. And yet, in the 2 decades it's existed, I have never seen a single hint, a single screenshot of the third and final location Leon goes to in this game.
Because nobody cares about it, because it's boring.
When I saw it, I was shocked. I was like, is this remake original content? I know the village. I know the castle. This third location blindsided me. I couldn't believe there was an entire third act of the game. I thought the game was like winding down. So that was a big surprise.
Does he go to the moon?
No.
I'll just leave it. It's some island location.
Okay.
Okay.
And leave it at that.
Fortnite Island.
The tone of the environments shifts pretty drastically in kind of a strange way. It's definitely the weakest chapter. The reason Chris has never seen it is because nobody cares to talk about it.
The other two locations in this game
Are iconic.
Iconic.
Yeah.
This one, never heard a whisper about it.
Even I've heard of the village.
How Inscription-like?
In what way?
Ain't nobody talking about the cyber one.
Oh.
Probably worse.
It's a minor spoiler.
I certainly had where I think Inscription ends on a high note. There's no doubt about it. The third and final act of Resident Evil 4 is the weak link. And that way, it is following Resident Evil series tradition. These games always start at their strongest, and the quality gradually slopes down.
Yeah, like the boat in 7.
Like the boat in 7.
Sure. The boat was still fine, though. I had no problem with the boat.
Fine.
But it has nothing on the chainsaw
Bog.
rumble.
Yes.
Yeah, the dilapidated manor in the swamp.
Yeah.
Cool. And while Resident Evil 4 definitely features some backtracking to places you've been to through the unlocking of shortcuts, it lacked the getting intimately familiar with a certain space I've come to expect from this franchise. Getting to know the Baker Manor in 7, or the police station in 2, where you spend a lot of time in a small, claustrophobic environment. This game, that was a departure. It never really ever did that. Puzzles took a back seat in this game. For all these reasons I've been citing, it felt like a big departure from the Resident Evil I thought I was coming to know. And in a way, felt more generic for it. Now, I think that's actually too harsh because I think this game kind of established a blueprint a bunch of other games in the preceding years then copied, and I played first.
Yeah.
Making this game, which is actually like the progenitor of a certain action game formula, feel more bog standard, where it was actually
Groundbreaking.
the grandfather. It broke new ground.
It's like watching Rocky and being like, oh, this montage so played out and cliched. And you're like, he invented the montage. What are you talking about?
How excited are you for, and let me get the title of this film right. I Play Rocky.
I would have had.
You're going to have to fill us in.
I Play Rocky is a upcoming retelling of the Rocky story. It's the story of how the movie got made and how they didn't want Sylvester Stallone to be it. They wanted John Wayne to do it, or some, like, not John Wayne.
Okay.
But the fact that he didn't back down because he was like, it's my story.
It's his own Rocky story that he plays Rocky. I get it.
Studio producers were like, if you fall behind a day, we're cutting the funding or whatever. And so you're putting a hat on a hat.
Yes.
But I'm excited for it.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds interesting, I guess.
I'll watch it. There's certainly a montage of him running.
I would hope so.
I'll let you know exactly how excited I am, Heath, as soon as I watch Rocky.
You just do short form clips.
Okay.
No.
The ideal way to
Just do
experience
short
it.
form clips. I've never seen Fight Club.
Okay. So far, listeners might come to the reasonable expectation that after everything I've said, maybe I'm kind of tepid on this game. And here's where Samantha and I might differ. I still had an excellent time with Resident Evil 4. I think it's a banger game. I don't need to relitigate why. It's obviously a seminal game at this point. Its reputation precedes it. The action is always satisfying. The resource management that does exist, especially the merchant of the game that you spend a lot of time spending all your currency at to do a robust upgrade system.
He'll buy it at a high price.
Buy it at a high price. Just the satisfaction of the jewel minigame managing. You can like slot gemstones into certain treasures.
Look at her go.
To get
Chris is the king of delayed gratification. He'd be like, we do have enough gemstones for this. and they're all of the right color, but I think I can get one of this gemstone instead. So we're going to wait to sell everything.
Yeah, just a little bit of risk management there.
Maddening to watch. We were so wealthy.
I see if you get all 5 colored gemstones, it's a ×2 multiplier of sorts.
Right.
But not all items have like 5 slots, so you have to like work with how many slots they have to get the correct multiplier.
And then get a big fat payday from the merchant.
Right.
For all your patience being rewarded. I really liked, despite the game not being that scary, it did stress me out, I'd say maybe about once a chapter. It was a really good cadence. It would dump me into a really high stakes pressure cooker scenario where I almost couldn't believe I was being asked to survive this gauntlet. Oftentimes in like a very small room. There's an early one where you're like in a boarded up house with NPC Luis and you're trying to like hold off against an angry mob of infected villagers breaking in, throwing up ladders to get into the second story of the building. You're like barricading windows. And I couldn't believe how long it lasted and with the lengths they went to just make me sweat bullets. And these pressure cooker moments, they happen at the perfect cadence to not exhaust you, but still maintain high tension. And I felt like the scenario design of each one was very memorable. They all stand out in my mind as like pretty iconic video game moments, and this game is chock full of them.
I'm glad you mentioned the Luis house moment because it's probably my favorite moment in the game. It was great. Chris, I thought he was a goner, and it literally ended like moments before Leon was about to bite it. It was so good. Also, I think saying they happen once a chapter, that's too frequent. They happen like maybe once every 2 or 3 chapters.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not as much as you're thinking, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the game's balance is finely tuned, that you can often get by the skin of your teeth, and that's some game design magic right there. And it's just following... This is one of those rare games upon completing it, even though I was a little kind of bemoaning how long it took. 30 hours or so, which I think was slow, admittedly. Most people finish it faster. I did boot it up immediately for a replay because, as is kind of a staple in many Capcom published games, they do a great job dangling those carrots to incentivize you to boot up the game for an appreciably different experience.
It's got a new game plus?
It's got a robust new game plus, where everything you took from your first playthrough, upgrading your health, everything in your attaché case, all your weapon upgrades, your current money supply, it all carries forward indefinitely as you replay it over and over again and can tackle some of the more bespoke playthrough challenges, like the one I'm doing right now. Can I get through Resident Evil 4 only using handguns and knives? Nothing higher caliber than that. And it's been a blast. I just love how Capcom games really incentivize replayability more so than I think most modern games attempt to.
They use every part of the ganado.
Yes. What is that in Spanish?
Well, the ganados are the enemy villagers.
Oh, okay. I'm very high on the game. My co-host Samantha might disagree.
It's not that I disagree. It's just action games aren't great as couch co-op games. And I went to this thinking it was scary. And I came out of it being like, oh, that was like not scary and often boring to watch. So don't play this with a friend or significant other. Wouldn't recommend. Just not a great experience. My only other comment about these games is originally this was made in 2005 and the remake came out in 2023. Both times, I wouldn't say the economy was so horrible. It begs the question why Leon and Ada, probably the 2 hottest people on Earth, are doing this horrible job. It took me out of the narrative.
They're supposed to be Abercrombie and Fitch models.
They shouldn't be lifting a finger. They should be someone's trophy husband and or wife. It's crazy to me. They make Ashley look ugly, and Ashley's like a pretty girl outside of these 2.
She should be on MTV at this time.
It's crazy. Ada, what are you doing here, girl? You don't need to be working this hard. It seems awful. I hope they're getting paid well, but I fear they're not.
I bet under that mask, the merchant is also handsome.
I bet.
Yeah. It's the Resident Evil franchise, Samantha. It's chock full of two things: zombies and supermodels.
I also really I feel like Leon is hot for the female gaze, not just the male gaze. And that's pretty rare to see in action games at all. Usually they're like so beefed up. They're like, they look stupid. And Leon looks like conventionally attractive as a girl looking at him.
He'd be right at home in a boy band.
Yeah, I kept saying he looked like a One Direction boy who got older.
Leon looks like Nick Carter.
I don't know who Nick Carter is.
He's in Backstreet.
Okay. See, he's a boy band guy. So funny. So funny that they made him like for teenage girls. This game is being played almost exclusively by men, I assume.
Resident Evil has a sizable woman fan base, I think.
I'll play it maybe when I forget how it goes.
Yeah, I think a lot of the appeal of this game is lost in translation if your hands aren't on the controller.
Yeah, it's like watching someone play Call of Duty. It's fine, but it's not what you want to be doing.
Yeah. One more way this game really defied our expectations. There's no doubt in your mind, Samantha, you way more enjoyed watching Resident Evil 7 get played.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Where this one, due to its length, due to its, just
long.
lot of action and not nearly as many scares.
Yeah.
Its backseat gaming feasibility was a lot lower.
Like I said, they should have cut out the last third of the game and they should have just added one chapter on to the castle where you get to see is it a spoiler to say the helicopter and the final fight. And that's it. Wasting my time.
But yeah, I can kind of see where people are coming from. It's certainly not my new favorite game of all time, but I have a very healthy appreciation for Resident Evil 4 after playing the remake. I will leave it at that.
Wait, sorry. Donkey Kong Bonanza banger threshold?
Clears the benchmark.
Yeah! Woo!
Okay. And with that, Samantha, maybe we should talk about games you've enjoyed a little bit more.
Okay, I have quite the list of games I've played.
What's your lock screen?
It's a picture that we took at Letchworth when we went there to go hike.
Oh, yeah.
Of the
she
waterfall.
does like hiking.
I do like hiking. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I'll start off with Chants of Sennaar. What a fun, cool game. So for those not in the know, Chants of Sennaar is essentially a game where you learn different languages organically through conversation and context clues and use that to ascend a very tall tower. You run into different societies, each with their own new language, and you kind of have to piece together how to get to the next level of the tower by deciphering this new script. At the beginning, it's very easy, and as you move up, it gets harder and harder and more complex.
How many slurs did you learn?
0, but the last language, I think you could invent some once you understand how the mechanics work.
I hear slurs are DLC.
Damn it, the paywall strikes again.
Goddamn. Here's what I'll say about Chants of Sennaar. The best part of the game is the part that's advertised. The language deciphering, puzzle solving mechanic, extremely good. I'd rate it like a 10 out of 10. Excellent work. If that was the only part of this game would be a smash hit. I'd recommend it to everyone. However, there are 2 things I didn't like about this game. 1,
Janice turns up the volume.
he's going to love what I have to say because why on earth are there stealth portions to Chants of Sennaar? Make it make sense. Why am I sneaking around? It's just, what's the point? Why am I doing this?
It almost sounds like the development team lacked the full confidence to just present their idea purely. They had to bolt on some side mechanics.
Yeah,
Samantha, what did you expect? One of the A's in Sennaar is silent.
It's just, it feels exactly what Chris said. It feels like they were like, we forgot to put any game mechanics in our game.
Quick.
Just pull a Jonathan Blow. Everyone's going to love it. It's fine.
Friggin' David Cage putting Simon Says in his Indigo Prophecy.
My other complaint is much more niche, but so the environments they put you in, like the rooms you go in, are very large a lot of the time, and they are information sparse. So you are walking around at your medium to slow pace across these wide rooms. And oftentimes you want to backtrack because you're like, oh, I've seen that symbol before. I think it was in this conversation. But let me go check to see if the context match up and I can figure out what this means. And so you have to traverse through long hallways and long empty rooms that often have just one or two pieces of information in them, if that.
Are you dying to say what I think you're going to say, Heath?
Well, I was just thinking of like, she must hate Outer Wilds.
Oh.
That's totally different.
It was a perfect opportunity to say, oh, this game should have learned from the Queen Meave walking speed upgrade
Yes.
from Thronebreaker.
My recommendation,
15% more.
if it's out there, find a mod that increases your walk speed. It'll pay dividends. Overall, I think it's a great game. It does basically what's advertised. If a language deciphering like puzzle game sounds fun and cool to you, you're going to love this game. It's no contest. The ending was great. I feel like the difficulty curve at the beginning, I was like, oh, I'm going to nail this game easy. And then by the end, I was like sweating a little bit trying to get some of these words in. So definitely a good time. Would recommend. Especially to you two. You guys like puzzle games.
Yeah, for a game all about interpreting language, Heath and I have been nothing but talk. We've been talking about playing this game for years, but you beat us to the punch.
Before, like for the first year I knew you guys, I thought you had played it because it came up so much on the podcast. And I think Chris told me at one point, oh no, he's never played that. Because I was like, why isn't it in our Steam library? And I was like, oh, how strange.
It just had the look of a game we'd love.
You'll love it. Okay, so that's my Chants of Sennaar. Go play it, boys. You'll have a nice time.
I will try to.
You'll try to.
She gives it up out of.
Exactly. There's some numbers I learned in the game, so I could give you a official rating.
And Samantha, you mentioned there was another game you played recently that does exactly what it says on the tin, like Chants of Sennaar.
Yeah, Chants of Sennaar is like, come, decipher languages, and Librarian tidying up the Arcane library. Believe it or not, I'm tidying up that Arcane library.
I can't believe you're playing Librarian.
You're familiar.
Have been so stressed out.
If I had zero ambition, I'd be playing that all day.
Heath, it's so good.
I know.
This is scratching your Wilmot's warehouse itch, surely.
For the audio listener, imagine a grand hall, Beauty and the Beast ass lobby full of books, knee high, knee deep, and your job is to put them back on the shelves. And if you complete a row, you get a cookie.
It's basically what he described, except I'm also a mage. So it's basically the life I wish I could live, where I'm just like a nice mage. I get to do my little spells, and also I work as a librarian. Wow, it's the dream. God, I wish that was my life. You incrementally earn magical upgrades that improve your efficiency as you restore order to the library. For instance, you'll learn a spell that like summons other books in the same series of like the book you're currently carrying, which is very efficient because before you're having to like pick through all the piles and look for books that look similar or like scrolling by all the titles. There are lots of fun book titles to read as you shelve them. I have played 2 runs of this game.
What?
One, I did normal, and it took me a really long time compared to the average. I think it took me like 8 hours, and most people takes like 4 or 5. I was just having a nice time. I wasn't trying to be efficient. The second run I did is a run where you use no major magic. So all those little efficiency boosts don't exist.
You can turn on detective vision at one point, right? And see.
Detective vision does not exist if you're not using any major magic.
Right.
Yeah. So basically you're just sorting them all by hand. And I had such a peaceful, lovely time doing this. I've been moving, and moving is very stressful. And it feels very nice to go to the library and just pretend for a minute everything is going to be okay. You know, everything is going in its little shelf. It's such a good time.
You need to take a break from IRL, grabbing your belongings and putting them into their proper positions in boxes, to then digitally take digital books and put them in their proper positions on digital shelves.
Literally putting my books in a box makes me feel bad. virtually putting books on shelves. I'm like, this is peak content.
We need to diagnose this mental disorder.
Yeah, it's not Kafka-esque. I forget what it is. But like comparing it to Chants of Sennaar, I don't see that as time wasted because I find it as like a fun challenge that works my brain, and it's got some utility because I'm learning a language, not necessarily one of the real world. Playing Librarian, what's the subtitle? Let me get the title right.
Tidying up the Arcane Library.
Playing Librarian, tidying up the Arcane Library is just starting cigarettes.
He's right. One thing about Chants of Sennaar is I've been learning Japanese lately, like very basic. Don't know much yet. But I went from playing Chants of Sennaar immediately into like my Japanese for the day. My brain registered the like kana and Japanese, and I was like, oh, contextually that must mean this, and I was like, what am I talking about here? This is a real language. It doesn't mean a singular word. Like, it tricked my brain into thinking Japanese was something I could just intuit, which was kind of crazy. My one last thing I have to say about Librarian is please don't play this if you're colorblind. Apparently it will send you into a deep rage. You technically can complete it if you're colorblind because you can hover over every book and it will like show its title. But if you're trying to quickly pick books out of a pile to like efficiently get those first couple shelves done, because filling in a shelf is what enables you to level up, it's going to be difficult if you can't tell what colors are which. So yeah, friend of the show Janice informed me he finished this game out of spite. And I couldn't imagine having that experience, but I'm sorry he did.
I'm pleased to hear Librarian possesses that Resident Evil 4 quality and incentivizes you to boot it up for replay right away.
I might have done more replays had I not recognized in myself that was a bad idea. I do want to play it again.
Yeah.
Somebody stop me.
Heath, for the record, I looked it up. Reticent does mean what I thought it meant.
If that were true, you wouldn't want to share that you liked it for its action.
It describes someone who does not share their thoughts, feelings, or personal info easily.
You're on a podcast talking about your opinion.
Anyway, leave it in there.
I did it. I'm not wrong.
You can tell us more about the many ways you are not wrong, Heath, as we go into what have you been playing?
Arco is humming along, and then there's Tunic. I haven't beaten Tunic.
But you have a sizable amount of playtime into it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Tunic!
Tunic is the 2022 action-adventure game. I mean, it's my favorite Zelda game.
I'm leaving.
Zelda-inspired? More like the 2D ones.
What is it? How many other... No, I mean, it's isometric.
Yeah, it's isometric.
But it's not like Breath of the Wild is what he means. It's like...
It's drawing from Link to the Past.
Yeah.
It's drawing from like Dark Souls, too. There's just straight up Estus.
Okay.
How do I tell the audio listener how far I am?
How many hours are you in?
Like 8. Have not beaten big scary fortress boss. All the quarry enemies that just snipe me.
What else is happening? What is Tunic?
Oh, Tunic, I like the presentation right away. You just awake on a beach, climb a big staircase. Your fox mom is in a celestial prison, and you got to break her out.
Now, your mom is a fox, or she's like sexy?
Your mom is a fox. Stop it. I'm loving it. You click on a sign, and it's just like Chants of Sennaar. It's just a bunch of symbols that no context.
But far more symbols than Chants of Sennaar ever throws at you. Tunic's language is much more complex than Chants of Sennaar.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Oh, I played a little bit of Tunic, by the way.
Okay, I know this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The drip feed of pages that you get, and by pages I mean in-game, is the physical instruction booklet, complete with controls and table of contents and what these power-ups do.
Like the manual you would get in a physical game box.
That is Tunic's whole reason for being.
Does that tap into any nostalgia for you?
Yeah. You would always read the booklet on the way back from GameStop.
Exactly.
In the back seat.
The booklet's time to shine was that car ride back home.
Right. I had the Red Dead Redemption 1 map all splayed out.
My mom would let me open games in the car.
You haven't lived till you're huffing that plastic. And yeah, Tunic harkens back to those olden days.
The art style in Tunic was very conducive to hidden staircases, ladders, and secret paths. I absolutely loved getting fooled into thinking that this was always accessible had I just wrapped around this bush.
Oh, hiding in plain sight type of thing.
If you could rotate the world a la Fez, you would see hidden doors galore.
I see.
Page 20 is my favorite page. It details what the perk squares mean. I collected 4 perk squares 5 hours in, not knowing what they were. And then I'm like, oh, I could slot these in and have a much easier time. I'm loving that. Knowledge gatekeeping me is very fun. Big exploration dopamine, second order discoveries. What did I mean by that?
You revisit an old area?
No, second order discoveries is like, whoa, look at this fun obelisk that makes a weird noise. The sound design in this game is crazy. What's so cool? Come back an hour later. Oh, that does this? That's the second order discovery. It's just layered in layers. I'm loving that. Cool visual effects. Had to physically flip through the instruction booklets to look at the map. It's a great example of sacrificing superior user experience for narrative funsies, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I would love, as you know, some people would wish that it was a hotkey to look at the map, but the fact you got to rifle through it,
trying to add that
ludonarratively, it fits.
That tactile friction.
Yeah. Cool immersive sim stuff.
Oh, really?
Look at this guard I can't get past. Oh, I must be lacking the magic wand that just wishes him away. I could either play the game for another 6 hours till I come across it, or I just hit him with a firebomb and he just dies to the burn effect, and I can get to the north part of the quarry way before I'm supposed to.
Okay.
Ooh.
Heath is describing how I did defeat a guard that was way beyond my level.
Yeah.
Firebombs, okay.
It was
burn 'em.
great, yeah.
I'm taking notes.
What do you think of the combat in this game, Heath?
It's Dark Souls.
Okay.
It's sword and board.
By comparing it to a From Software game, I feel like you're saying it's quite difficult and quite punishing.
You have Estus.
I don't know what Estus is.
It's your healing item.
Okay,
The potion.
Oh,
It goes.
yeah, it does
It's
go.
the chug jug.
Does go chug chug.
It's just baby's first Dark Souls.
I must be a fetus because the combat really put me off. It's so hard.
No, yeah.
I like the exploration part, but the combat, it wears me down. You know, it just feels like it's so easy to make like one mistake and then the game's like, oop, too bad. You're going back to your last save. Who cares how long ago that was?
Yeah, it's brutal.
Oh, I'm undergoing too much stress right now to have a game laughing at me.
She doesn't mean last save. She means like last bonfire.
Right. So I dropped it because it was too punishing. I would like to return to it at a later point.
Samantha, are you leveraging the perk squares that I happened upon
I
5
heard
hours
you
in?
say all that, and I'm like, what's a perk square?
Oh.
So,
And therein lies the game, right? It's full of secrets hiding in plain sight.
do you know how fast travel works? I intuited
Yes, I did too.
that. Okay, damn.
Yeah.
I was feeling really cool. My other complaint is, so you were saying it's very rich with like hidden doors and passageways. I almost feel like entering a new room is somewhat of a chore. I have to go poke in every single corner to make sure I'm not missing anything. And it's like, I think it's fun to have that every once in a while, but the level Tunic has it is crazy. It's like, please, guys, can you just like
No.
chill, I guess? It feels like
No.
homework now.
Samantha, every single corner? Surely not.
I must be missing the hidden hints.
If the corner, okay, Chris, you happen upon a corner of a room. It's a cinder block wall with 3 big crates.
I'm making a beeline for the large crates.
You roll through those crates, and that's the hidden area. Samantha, there's a waterfall.
Yeah,
Walk through it.
I know, but I feel like maybe my senses of what...
When you play Mario, do you hit every block to hope to find a 1-up?
I don't really play those. So no, because that sounds boring.
No, but if I'm talking to the version of Samantha that does play those, you get a sense of where they hide them.
Yeah, I think over time you do get a sense of, oh, they're not going to be here. They might be here.
Yeah.
So, okay. My sense is just not picked up. Also, man, Tunic's language, I was initially writing things down and I was like, oh God, this is impossible.
It's indecipherable.
Yeah. I feel like I should be able to decipher it though. It's just, it would take a crazy amount of time.
I know what north, south, east, west means.
Sure. Yeah. From
that thing.
Yeah. I agree.
That compass rose. I'm not playing it for the combat. I'm playing it for the story.
I'm tempted to put the combat on baby mode so I can play it without being upset by the combat.
Yeah. Just like get all the pages first.
Okay.
Sorry, did I cheat? Hold on. Let me think if I cheated.
Do you have all the pages?
No. I have 2/3 of them.
Okay.
I think I did cheat at one point.
Oh, okay.
Like once I played long enough, I looked up translations of pages I owned.
Okay.
Just to eke out other details.
Okay. Yeah, I have some pages.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not gonna play it in the next 2 weeks because I have enough worrying me, but I'll return to it eventually.
I feel like you should. It's the 29th best game of all time.
A pretty
Quite
high
the
praise.
claim.
That's a sneak peek of my list, folks.
As someone who is definitely Tunic curious but has yet to touch it, I admit the marriage between punishing combat with secrets and puzzle solving seems like a weird flavor, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
You described like dozens of games that I can't think of right now.
I usually hear the selling point of Tunic is its secrets in plain sight, decode the language.
Yes.
But then having a spicy ingredient like harsh From Software adjacent combat could easily put someone off who would usually gravitate strongly to the secret stuff.
That's me. That you're talking about me.
If you hit the brick wall that is late game enemies in this corner of the world, you're meant to go back to Babyland and rack up some upgrades and some permanent bonuses. Have you spent money at the things yet?
Oh, I found one, but I have not spent any money. I did. I spent a little money. It was nothing crazy on offer.
I'm at like 5 on all my stats.
If they were offering me stat upgrades, I would buy them.
Oh, she don't know.
She don't know.
She only dabbled for like an hour.
She does
or
not
two.
know ball.
Maybe 2 or 3.
Okay.
I got through the East Forest
Samantha.
and I rang a bell.
Samantha, how do I put this?
I need to know more.
I'm having a hard time getting involved with The Sims because my character keeps running out of food. And you're just like, just feed him, Heath. Just feed him.
Just click on the oven, click cook grilled cheese, and then that will be a problem.
Yeah.
The thing with Tunic, though, is if you told me that, I'd be like, you're stupid. Tunic isn't telling me what to do.
That's part of the allure.
It is the allure, but the combat is just making me unallured.
I'm not itching to play Skyward Sword. Should I be?
Oh, it's so good.
Should I be?
I loved it.
I'm more interested in trying to beat Tunic.
You can move your sword and it does different things. It's so cool. The final boss fight in Skyward Sword, iconic. It's the reason Tears of the Kingdom's final boss fight is so good. It's because they were like, oh, let me look at what Skyward Sword did and I'm just going to do that. And it worked. It's so good. Don't come at Skyward Sword like that.
Is this the one with the water?
They have it on Switch.
Skyward Sword.
Is it the one with
No,
the water?
the watery one is the Wind Waker.
Oh.
Yeah, that's correct.
I don't even know what's going
I need to play more Zelda games.
All right. That's enough about Tunic, a
Fair.
beloved indie game.
The 29th best game ever.
I'll move us on to another indie game, this time made by a solo dev based out of Moscow. We don't get a ton of games
Fucking Tetris?
developed from Russia, so I want to shine a bit of a spotlight on it.
It is Tetris.
Yeah.
I've been playing Tetris.
Wow.
I think they might be onto something with this one. This could be one to keep your eyes on. Okay, enough joking around. Yeah. So, more specifically, I'm playing the beautiful modern iteration from 2018 called Tetris Effect, which transforms the classic arcade game into an entire audio, visual, sensory experience.
Yeah, listen up, Thomas. Unplug your super hexagon dopamine rush and pay attention to this.
For years now, it's been a bit of a running bit where I am not very skilled at playing Tetris. Samantha discovered this at a museum with me where we were playing on this massive Tetris installation.
We played for approximately
Exhibit.
30 seconds, and I was like, okay, this is pretty easy. I turn over to Chris, and he is moments away from failure. I was like, what happened? And he's like, I don't know. It was great.
Yeah. Also cut to the moments of The Witness where there were some Tetris-like portions of that game.
I solved all
Samantha
of those
would
puzzles.
always solve them for me. I have a little bit of an explanation, which is up until this recent Tetris Effect play session I've been having. I'm going to estimate my total cumulative Tetris playtime racked in at about the 1 to 2 hour mark across my whole life.
Okay, but so did mine. So did most people's, Chris.
Really?
Yes. Where am I playing
had
Tetris?
to be below average. I don't know, in a web browser or something.
What?
Tetris is inescapable.
I'm not Googling, what is it, Flash Tetris as a child.
You're missing out.
It's playing cool math games.
So I came in pretty darn raw to Tetris Effect. I've learned that my complete lack of skill can be at least partially explained by some of the misunderstandings I had about fundamentals of the game. For example, until recently, I didn't even know what getting a Tetris was.
It's 4 rows.
This was news to me. I also didn't know it was something desirable you should be striving to do.
Yeah.
And I didn't appreciate, and this was key, the importance of keeping a balanced, even playing field and how suboptimal jagged edges could be for future block placement.
You can see why it was so rough for him.
Yeah, I was making absolute rookie mistakes that were corrected pretty quickly just by having knowledge given to me. And I've been playing it for approaching 9 or 10 hours at this point, and I really like it. I am riding the difficulty curve. I am ascending to somewhere in the ballpark of average now.
Chris's hot take is Tetris is pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Chris is 2026. I'm here to report this Resident Evil 4, this Tetris, these games, probably worth checking out. I know I'm
He's on the pulse.
These are some steaming hot takes. As our guest last episode, Thomas, mentioned with things like Luminous, I can't even articulate how I'm getting better. It's just slowly but surely, unconsciously happening. It must be just my brain is starting to develop pattern recognition muscle memory that is starting to calcify. And it's becoming second nature. And it is a very satisfying sensation.
Human brains are extremely good at pattern recognition. So it's not surprising.
I just had to feed it the input data to slowly learn.
Yes.
This version in particular, Tetris Effect, I struggle to see why anyone would be playing any other version of Tetris these days. It's very pretty. It integrates the standard bare bones gameplay of Tetris into a much more musical fusion where every shift, every rotation of the block you perform, it adds a little beat that syncs up to the music. The songs develop. There's kind of a campaign mode to enjoy called Journey Mode, which I'm at the tail end of, but can't quite beat so far. That is a good way to get your Tetris sea legs. That's what I've been doing, at least. And then there's a robust suite of other modes I've only started to explore. That seems like there's a lot of content here. I suspect Tetris will be a game that lives permanently installed on my PC that I will play for an hour or two a month indefinitely.
Wow.
Just dive in for a quick fix. This version of the game with all the audio sensory goodness on the screen, it makes playing this version of Tetris feel very tactile. There's a lot of satisfaction to be had just manipulating the pieces, even if you're not putting them where they should be going. So pretty much glowing review, not a single bad thing to say. I will say this training arc I've been on the past month, getting better at Tetris, was building to something.
Wait, before you say that, keep in mind, Chris is playing probably on the best television and surround sound money can buy. So if you're like me and you're like, oh, I'll dip into this for a little bit on my laptop, not even bothering with the headphones, it's going to be a inferior experience to what Chris is describing.
Something is probably lost there.
Something is probably lost. It still has all the components he's talking about. Just, Chris is talking at us from a privileged position here.
Yes. Anyway, this was all this practice trying to learn the ropes of Tetris. This was building towards a challenge showdown.
Ooh.
Samantha and I were going to rehash our competition in originally a best 2 of 3 fight using the local multiplayer modes of Tetris Effect. You've got standard just who gets the highest score within a set amount of time type thing. Or you have a more confrontational mode called like zone attack, where you can send hostile blocks over to your opponent's side and they have to deal with them. And we were going to play several of these modes, see if all of my training has paid off and I could actually hold my own against Tor, or maybe even emerge as the top Tetris dog. And we did it last night.
So let's start off with the first match. It was original Tetris flavor.
Yeah, as classic bare bones as you can get.
It doesn't show where the blocks are going to fall. It doesn't like have the lines.
There's no helpful outline.
Yeah.
You cannot bank pieces for later.
Yes.
Maybe even other things, making it even more minimalist.
So it was very minimalist. I absolutely crushed Chris at this. Chris was not prepared for original Tetris.
I think I lost by a fair margin. Crushed is probably slightly overselling it.
Well, we'll get back. We'll get to crushing later.
Okay.
Yeah, he had no chance. He just wasn't prepared, I guess, for regular Tetris.
It felt like I had been studying for the wrong exam.
To be clear, I've played far less of Tetris Effect than Chris. I think sub 2 hours. I think it's kind of boring, honestly. I don't think Tetris is that good to like play for a long time. I think it's a fine game. I have no qualms with Tetris.
Yeah, this isn't a game I want to marathon.
Yeah.
I will dip in for no longer than 30 minutes at a time and then turn it off.
The only reason I played was because I was like, oh, I haven't played Tetris in forever. Maybe not since the Strong Museum. So I should probably dip in if I'm going to challenge Chris with my at best average skills. So yeah, I beat him. And then we moved on to the second mode, which I don't remember the name.
Yeah, just a more regular score attack, no longer classic, following the standard Tetris Effect rules.
Yes.
This is what I was more or less expecting.
You can bank pieces, etc., etc. Chris crushed me this time.
Whoa.
Woo!
Yeah, a real reversal.
I had a costly mistake that I was able to recover from, but the thing is, the whole time I was recovering, Chris kept getting more and more points. So I think it's kind of a game where if you mess up, you better hope your opponent messes up immediately. Otherwise, you have no chance of making back that delta. So yeah, it was a costly mistake, but it lost me the game.
Yeah, this is where
I recovered too. It's so sad.
I was most hoping to win here. This has felt like, okay, this is what this was all leading up towards. These were the questions I was studying for, and I executed at the right moment.
Yes, so that was great. Then we move on to the cruelest versus possible.
The climax. The zone attack, I think it was called.
Yes, this game is extremely punishing. Anytime you or your opponent makes a row, that row minus the final block gets sent over on the bottom of your current tetraminos. So let's say, for instance, on your opponent's side. So let's say, for instance, you get a Tetris with a nice straight. Those 4 lines get sent over at the bottom of your opponent's tetraminos,
making their screen claustrophobic. They're ever closer to the top of the screen.
And now they also have to fill in your rows as well, the ones that you've sent over, because there's like a gap where you can complete the rows and make them go away. So these games end extremely quickly, because as soon as like one person starts making rows quickly enough, the other person can't really do anything. It's just kind of over before it begins. So, Chris, who won the best 2 out of 3?
That third and final, quote-unquote, match ended within 30 to 40 seconds as my screen immediately polluted and went like up like a skyscraper, and I died.
Yes.
And then I asked Samantha, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, we both like there was no rules explanation that we read. Probably is one. We just didn't read it. So we were both like figuring out how to play it as we were playing it.
20 seconds into this 40-second match, I heard Samantha say, "Oh, I figured it out."
I just figured out you could make the rows your opponent sent over go away. At first, it was just like, oh God, they're just going to live there forever. And then I like happened to be able to send one down. And I was like, oh, they aren't
They're like any other rows.
Yeah, they're like any other row. So I was like, okay, good to know.
Then Samantha explained this detail to me. And out of the generosity of her heart, said we could do that again.
And then followed 2 more games that were each approximately 40 seconds.
But this time, I won.
Chris
them.
won both future games.
It was a reversal.
What was the change?
I understood the goal.
I think Chris is giving himself a little bit too much credit. So how it works is like there's going to be one gap in your opponent's rows, right? If that gap is not nearby where your gap is, or if it's like, if you have a good setup, but you aren't getting those straight pieces, and keep in mind, these matches are extremely quick, like a minute, you can easily get outrun. Like if you can't get down to your opponent's piece really quickly, it's kind of just game over for you. So I think both of us were playing with bad strategy. I think we were playing it how you would normally play Tetris. For this game, I think you just want to be making one-off rows as quickly as possible.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Death by 1,000 cuts. We were both like trying to make Tetrises, and I think that's actually incorrect. So I did lose twice in a row, but I would say maybe this one is more of a coin flip at the way we were playing it.
Yeah, this one seemed like the least viable as a competitive event to me.
Yes.
In the sense that however your opponent happens to clear rows can kind of arbitrarily sink you just based on what you have going on your board. I guess that could be a very high skill ceiling thing. The way you clear your row, you judge based on looking at your opponent's screen.
Yeah.
As people who are barely average at Tetris,
We weren't doing that.
I was watching like the tutorial showing how people played this game, and I was like, they're pushing the blocks down like at speeds I could only dream of.
Faster than the human eye can see.
Faster than my brain can think. But Chris, nonetheless, this is Chris's victory.
Samantha won the 2 out of 3, but I won the 3 out of 5.
And so we applaud him for besting me at Tetris.
If nothing else, it shows great character growth on my Tetris journey.
Ooh, good job. Yeah, he's markedly better. I watched him midway through his journey, and at the end, he massively improved midway, and he's markedly improved at the end.
I now see the appeal.
It's fine.
I like it more than you, for sure.
Heath, if you want to play, there's a 3-player only co-op mode where we have to beat an AI.
We can all team up.
We can all team up.
Odd.
We tried to play it last night, and they were like, no, you need 3 players. It's unplayable at 2. So, such a
Breaking
strange
me out of
requirement.
retirement.
Yeah.
And that's enough about Tetris Effect.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, yes, Heath.
Go Heath.
Chris, why don't you try to assign the names that appeared in the original Nintendo System's booklet? Speaking of Tunic, Tetris's booklet, each of the Tetraminos had names. Chris, which one of these 7 shapes is Blue Ricky?
Blue Ricky. Blue Ricky has got to be the zigzag guy.
Which
I know there's 2 of them.
Is it facing left or facing right?
I think facing left.
That is incorrect.
Was it right?
Your punishment is you get to name which one of these is Smash Boy.
Smash Boy is the T.
Oh.
No, Smash Boy's the square.
Yeah,
Oh,
obviously.
Obviously.
The T is Tiwi.
That's
okay.
so cute.
The long piece is Hero.
I feel like that is correct.
Accurate.
Left facing Z is called Cleveland. Right facing Z is called Rhode Island. Blue Ricky is left justified L. Orange Ricky is right justified L. And that's a piece of history from the original Nintendo version of Tetris.
I love it.
Need to know.
Now name all the Pac-Man ghosts.
I can't.
Blanky?
Yeah, oh, keep going.
No.
Pinky
Pinky, Inky.
and Clyde.
Yeah. My mom was into Mrs. Pac-Man.
Hell yeah.
So.
Shout out to all you retro gamers.
In your now back to your tapioca.
Good luck passing those kidney stones. Anyway,
Ooh.
that's enough from me about Tetris. Who has more games they've been playing?
Obviously me. I don't know why you even asked. All right. I have 2 more games to discuss. One, I expect cheers for. The other, I expect booze. So we'll start with some cheers.
Could it be?
I played Deltarune Chapter 5, obviously. I played it almost immediately after it came out. The only reason it wasn't immediate is because I had gaming homework to finish. Anyways, Toby Fox has done it again.
Toby Fox is back at it again.
Man, when will this man accept my marriage proposal? Never. Sorry,
Excuse
Chris.
me?
Anyway.
Toby Fox is the only man I fear for that reason.
It's
Like-
true.
You're like Odysseus, and you come home and he's
He's in your house.
a tiny dog that's proposing to her. Yeah.
You start off with the long-awaited festival.
Oh shit! Do I want to plug my ears?
No, I'm not going to spoil anything.
Okay.
Need I say more? It's absolutely peak. Fantastic. Some of the best content I've seen in my entire life. Wow, so great. The dark world of this chapter is once again fun, new and different, new cool theme. You two may already know what the theme is, but I'm trying to be vague for people who haven't played any Deltarune. Yes.
I did catch that.
You're introduced to yet another great cast of characters. The music was excellent as always. I'm not going to say much about the characters for spoilers. Highlights of the soundtrack include Garden of Hopes and Dreams and the Secret Boss theme. It was truly excellent. Secret Boss fight, also, wow, what a fun, cool time. This chapter at the end made me cry. It was very emotional. I couldn't believe it. Toby, how could you? The Weird Root version of this chapter is extremely different from the main version. And once again, I ask, Toby, how could you? Love this game. It's no surprise that I loved it. So excellent. Yes, Heath.
I have one question.
Yeah.
To get Chris off the bench, does this more explicitly lay out the prophecy mentioned in chapter 4?
I'm glad you brought that up, Heath. Go ahead and answer, Samantha.
So, what do I even say
That's
here?
a no.
I would say that while the prophecy is not a focus here, there are some other elements of the greater plot and world building that are maybe made more evident here.
Just take that.
So it's still coming. You are learning more. I wish I could say more. We'll have a spoiler cast. God knows when. Maybe when chapter 6 comes out and I can get Chris off his ass.
No, we have to play it before the end of the year.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah.
Or else I'm gonna get spoiled.
He's cool.
Yeah, listeners, if you cast your mind back, it was almost exactly 1 year ago where we were talking about Deltarune and its chapters on a every episode basis.
Oh, one more thing. The homework I had to do is I had to go back and defeat the Roaring Knight, and I did.
Woo!
It didn't even take me that long. It took me 2 sessions.
I hear they updated it. It's easier now.
He's baby.
When did you hear that?
It was shortly after you beat it, Heath.
Oh, I Star Scourged Radond myself.
Yeah, you have OG cred.
Interesting.
Basically, the sword tunnels, those are
Yes.
easier now.
Oh,
They were
that's
extremely
the only
easy.
change.
Yes.
That was the part that would always get me.
No, you just follow the pattern.
It's very easy. Those were always the sections I relaxed at.
He says follow the pattern as if that is actionable advice.
The Jebel Carousel was much harder than the flying swords stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Nah, dude.
Jebel Carousel is my nightmare.
Jebel
Yeah.
was 2 attempts max.
Him doing the carousel, it was just like he knew where the safe spaces were.
Yeah, I followed the pattern and he sort of...
Shut up.
Unbelievable.
Anyways, with the sword tunnel, you just gotta look at you gotta think of
It's a
it kind of
box.
like negative space and look at where your tunnel is.
We mean first sword tunnel. Where all you're doing is going up, down, up, down, up, down.
and the second one's just a circle.
Second
It's
one's
fine.
just a box, in my opinion.
yeah, it's a box. Fine, whatever.
A squircle.
Squircle.
To answer Heath's point, he rose. If you cast your mind back to a year ago when we were talking about this game all the time, we ended the chapter 4 discussion, how chapter 4 was titled Prophecy.
Look at how distraught he is.
And
We saw the
I-
prophecy in chapter 4.
I brought up a complaint and I've done some soul searching. I was being a whiny little bitch about how chapter 4 entitled Prophecy did not spell out the prophecy. Merely hinted at it. I think what happened back then in all my complaining and bitching was me channeling my frustration that this game I was so enjoying had come to an end for now, and I had to wait for a year to pick it back up. And for that reason, I was whiny.
You took exception.
I was
Also,
whiny.
I think it does literally spell out the prophecy accepting one line, and that one line you're meant to be hooked on.
Right. I was...
But you're like...
I was irked because they had so thoroughly hooked me, and then I had nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, Toby Fox left you wanting more, and you were like, how dare he?
Right. It's painful when you know the wait's about to be 12 months.
I mean, I started playing Deltarune shortly after Chapter 2 had come out, so I've been a saint.
This is why I often avoid watching episodic TV. These cliffhangers, I don't have the constitution for them.
So good.
Constitution, Jerry. My question is, just tell me, do I want to spend my glow shard to get that item, or do I want to make sure that I have the special ring for the special moment?
Oh,
You having played the game,
right.
give me
I don't know if I have any hot strategic tips.
I mean, does the twisted sword make an appearance?
Twisted sword.
Twisted sword.
No.
Okay.
Unclear.
All right.
I haven't actually beat the secret boss. I kind of played my first run through knowing I was going to replay the chapter. So I played
Rank its difficulty.
them a few times. Definitely harder than chapter 4. Probably not as hard as the Roaring Knights. Probably, in my opinion, a bit harder than Spampton. So
Okay.
maybe that's
Which
where I'm
Spampton?
at. Solo.
Oh, that took me 30 tries.
I feel like it took me a lot of tries, and then one day I just picked it up and I immediately got it. And I was like, I don't know
It
what
do
clicked.
be like that.
Yeah, something
It's
clicked.
the Tetris effect.
Yeah, the Tetris effect, it worked on me. Anyways, guys, Deltarune's so freaking good. I can't believe it's legal to release a game this good.
To be continued.
To be
continued.
You know the Tetris effect is a known phenomenon.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
That's
I've
what the
had
game is named after.
Is that what the name is? Oh, yeah.
The game is called that because of the symptom that can happen.
Yeah, okay.
Surely you guys have all experienced this. Maybe not for Tetris, but for other games, right? Where you dream about it? No? Am I the only one?
I dream about hospital bed alarms now
Oh, no.
of grandma getting up in the middle of the night.
I still dream about high school projects.
Yeah, and I have recurring nightmares. We all have.
Heath, we teamed up last night. We're doing a social studies project.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, I did a colonial rap.
Okay.
So you're in good hands.
I can rest easy.
He did say he was relieved you were in the group.
We're friends with the Indians. They're nice because they gave us those moccasins. The moccasins are made of rabbit skins.
Okay.
Oh, God.
They got me an A.
I hope we don't get a DMCA takedown for that.
Oh, yeah. It's a platinum record.
All right.
Samantha, believe it or not, you have one more game you played?
I have one question for Heath.
Before I get upset from whatever she's about to say, I want to give a quick shout out to Summer Games Done Quick, which
Okay.
aired the day the last episode dropped. For those who don't know, it's the speedrunning thing, the semi-annual speedrunning tournament that happens.
Yeah, for charity.
Yes, for Doctors Without Borders.
Oh.
Say the French version of it.
A docteur.
Médecins Sans Frontières,
That sounds
MSF,
correct.
right?
How are we going to survive in France?
Oh, oui, oui.
You better get practicing. My Spanish is much better than
Mes
that.
amis.
I want to give a shout out to ADEF's Balatro Nan-Inf speedrun, which was my version of the Odyssey. Why would you ever pay $16 to see a 3-hour movie when you can watch this 1-hour speedrun, which I don't know if you've seen a Balatro speedrun. It doesn't end at ante 8.
Okay.
It ends when you have a high enough score that it breaks the game's integer aggregator.
Oh.
It's what NaNinf stands for, infinite integer or whatever. And the way you do it is really fun to watch. But this speedrun ends in the most atypical way. And it's got huge ups and downs. And I just needed to highlight it. I'm not going to post a link to it in the Discord because if I do that, I will never stop. I will be posting video links. The masculine urge to share videos.
You don't want to break the seal.
Right. But I will post a link to my time-honored exclusive club, the playlist I fold to.
Okay, for laundry.
It made the cut. Chris has the Donkey Kong Bonanza banger threshold. I have favorite videos to fold to.
Something for everyone. Samantha, you have recently played a game that has quite the reputation around here.
Okay, Heath. How do I play Civ 5 in a way where my decisions aren't trivial? How do I make it so I'm using my brain when I make my moves?
You recently booted up Civilization 5 for the first time and played it for about 20 hours?
I played 2 runs. I won both times, and both times I felt like I was playing against kindergartners eating glue.
Okay.
How do I make this game fun? I know it has the potential to be fun, but so far, I'm just like winning so easily. How do I fix that?
I don't have a solution.
I do, and I haven't even played this game. Up the difficulty.
How about do I set it to max? And even so, is that going to help? What does that do?
You set it to emperor or king, but not deity. Deity's broken. I mean, the greater difficulty just means enemies have a damage modifier. They start with 1 billion settlers and 1 billion units.
Oh.
And they're a lot more aggressive. Samantha, the proper way to play Civilization is you do set it above normal. Normal is too easy. Normal is just introductory tutorial. But you choose a fun civ. It begs the question, did you play one of the civs that's just absolutely game busted goated?
I played George Washington.
He's good.
And I played
Pachacuti?
Napoleon.
Oh.
I started Pachacuti and then I didn't want to play anymore. So
what was the middle
Napoleon was the other one?
Napoleon.
Yeah.
Napoleon's kind of tricky because his ability is late game. Samantha, I don't have a fix because I haven't beaten a game of Civ in ages because the late game is only fun if you're not crushing it.
So Chris said to me that it's pretty rare to see people complete Civ games, and maybe that was my problem, is that I was playing them to completion to the point where it was very dull.
Right.
So maybe you're saying I should just stop playing once it's clear that I've won. But then I don't enjoy my victory. Then it's like, what was that all for? You're like just the internal thrill of knowing you've succeeded.
I mean, once you've beaten it enough times, you can just simulate the victory in your head. And you're like, what I really want to do is start a new one with Tokugawa. The opportunity cost just needs to be so much stronger for starting a new run.
I do feel like when I would sit down to play, I would play for much longer than I intended to. It's so easy to just click one more turn every time.
That's what everybody says.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so hard. I would need a really good reason to be pulled away, and they'd be like, oh my God, why did I play that for 4 hours? My head hurts. I need to drink water. It was horrible.
Samantha, you don't play Sims for the difficulty.
No. It's the same?
It's The Sims.
The Sims for boys.
Yeah.
That's it's blowing my mind a little bit. All right. I mean, I'll give it another try in the future.
You don't, you've seen all there is to see, I feel.
Okay.
Even though this isn't a glowing recommendation, I think it says at least something to the game's credit about how it gets you in a vice-like grip when you were playing it.
Yeah.
To the point where by the time you finally logged off, you felt physically ill.
Also, why are all these countries so upset when I just put a little city near them? Get over it. You don't own the entire continent. I'm allowed to have a little house.
It's true to life. It's accurate to...
Maybe so.
Bro, have you...
Okay, but if it's accurate to life...
I'll say this. Palestine.
Okay, but why, when I have all the power, I have such a strong military, I could crush them underneath my fist easily.
Yeah.
When I go to them and I very generously offer a fair trade agreement, they're like, no, we won't trade with you unless you give us all the resources you own and one of your cities. And I'm like, do you not understand what position you're in? I could crush you like a bug. Why are you treating me like you're the one with the power here? I'm only not crushing you out of the kindness of my heart. So I don't understand. It's realistic sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, no, they would be afraid of me, and they would absolutely give me a good trade deal. What are you talking about? Do I need to just take them over?
I have a just as pithy response. North Korea.
It's true to life.
I would crush them like a bug.
I guess it was Germany I'm referencing here, so fair.
Samantha, I mean, I grew up with this game, right? So I'm not going to be critical at all of it.
Sure. I would have a hard time being critical of The Sims, I think.
Civ 5 could kill Heath's family, and he'd be like, oh, he meant well.
He meant well. He just didn't like that they settled their house on that street.
Yeah. No, I mean, play with flesh and blood people then.
Okay, that sounds fun to me. I would like that because I feel like they would have more reasonable
Did you
dynamic.
get every wonder you attempted?
No.
Okay.
But I got most of them.
Yeah.
At a certain point, your engine gets going and you just basically win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the true of every strategy game.
Is this my first strategy game? Perhaps.
No.
No.
I mean, Balatro counts.
Into the breach.
But I'm
Slay the
having a good
Spire.
time when I'm like crushing it at Balatro and Slay the Spire. I don't know. Whatever. I'll try it again. Playing with friends sounds fun. So you guys, Chris, learn how to play and then we can play together.
This update has not put me off. I vow to give Civ 5 a chance before episode 150.
Wow.
Hold me to it.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Crazy.
well, I mean, just like, don't be afraid to make it a podcast game.
You know me. I have no such qualms.
Yeah.
That's not counting the like hour you've dipped in already, right?
No.
Okay.
This will be a fresh attempt.
Great.
I'm not counting the hour from last decade. Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Okay.
That's all the games I've played.
Is that all the games you played, Heath?
Yeah, I mean, I could shit on Nordic LARP.
Oh no.
No need to do that.
So Quentin Smith is a visionary for better and worse.
This is because I linked a certain video in the Discord channel.
Yeah, you linked like Spanish game designers at GDC.
It was a talk by Quentin Smith of Shut Up and Sit Down fame.
Yes, and he was singing the praises of a type of IRL social game. It's not social deduction.
Deeply
but
immersive role-playing experience.
yeah.
High effort.
What, like at a run fair?
That would be like the casual version of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I feel just as strongly about Nordic LARP as Quentin, but in reverse.
Oh, no.
Nordic LARP is stupid now, but I can see why it will be normal soon. He mentioned crying over a romantic interest you hadn't met 2 days ago. That seems insane.
Hard to put yourself in that mindset. Yeah.
He emphasized the emotional reaction to play like Jumentia and LARPing on a cruise. Jumentia is like the Chinese version of Nordic LARP.
It's different. Chinese, yeah, but it's kind of like a murder mystery party.
Oh.
And then there was like immersive Overcooked,
Ooh.
where you're actually in the kitchen.
Chris
behind
and
the
I have
grill.
done that. It's just called cooking for Chris's mom.
Borderline insulting to the working class.
Yes.
But then I had to think like, why isn't that true of like sports?
Why isn't sports insulting to the working class?
Yeah. Like if you're spending your time like putting a ball through a hoop, how different is that from like
The physical menial
cooking for
labor.
leisure or something? There's something deplorable about role playing that echoes back to its status as a crude experience machine. The Icarus Foundation, the thing that he's going to go to, where it's
Yes.
like the billionaire.
His most excited game coming out.
Yeah. Want to pretend to be a panicked billionaire? Just fly to Epstein's Island. But I wanted to be impartial. So I actually looked up one of my local Nordic LARP activities and I bought a ticket and I attended. And the scenario was we had to determine whether or not one of these people was innocent or guilty. And here, I have the ticket.
Did you get like jury summons? What is happening right now?
Oh, yeah.
Heath is rustling through papers right now.
I swear to God, if he pulls up jury summons.
Yeah, dude, I went to jury. Yeah. Stupid. Nordic LARP is stupid. It's no different from jury duty.
This seems like a woefully closed-minded take, considering you have no actual experience with it.
Heath's comments about it being a crude experience machine. That
Crude meaning gathered over time?
No.
No,
Crude.
meaning-
CRUDE.
Meaning like the best that we can offer until the thing is built.
Yeah. I feel like that rings true, but I mean, so is playing a video game.
Exactly, dude.
So I don't know. I guess I feel neutral.
So is
about
engaging
it.
with any fiction.
All right, I knew you guys would feel this way, which is why I was reticent to bring it up. But just not all Skinner boxes are created equal, and I will take the games that I like. I'm proud of the fact that they are as far from Nordic LARP as I can get them.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of having to pretend to display emotions in front of other people. I feel like that's deeply humiliating. And that's why I've never been a very good actress. Yeah, it wouldn't be for me, but I can see it being appealing to theater kids.
It's hard for me to imagine disagreeing more with Heath's take.
That's why this show will never die.
Eat 'em alive, Chris.
I mean, coming from a place of ignorance, having also not attended one of these.
I had to think to myself, when did romance in video games stop being a farce?
When the first waifu was invented.
Tokimeki Memorial was lampooned in the New York Times, right?
Sure.
What are these Japanese salarymen doing, fawning over these digital women?
And now it's normal.
And now I have strong opinions about the right love interest in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, but when I think about Liara, I'm like, oh yeah, I love Liara. But then I'm like, obviously it's very different from how I feel from like Chris. And God, I hope so. I hope he doesn't feel equally about me and Tali. If he does, I guess I'm going to leave.
Don't worry, babe. Tali's not real. She can't hurt you. Toby Fox is real. He could hurt me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's worrying when it crosses into like feelings that you have for real people being like the same as feelings you have for fictional people, maybe equal in intensity. Do you disagree? Do you agree?
I mean, there's certainly like the unrequited love aspect to it. Having such intense feelings that can never be reciprocated doesn't seem very beneficial for you.
But like in a dating sim, they are like reciprocating.
Yeah, they're limited in the ways they can integrate themselves into the rest of your life.
Sure.
Did I answer your question or no?
I don't know.
It's been a while since I watched the video, so
I didn't watch the video.
I should have more context, but
Maybe we'll rewatch it and debate it later.
Quentin Smith, I better not catch you in the city that we live in.
Count your days.
It's on site, which you'd probably equate to an action game. And you'd probably like that, you freak.
Okay. All of those games now have been discussed. That's everything we've been playing. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll be discussing the affordability of video games. See you then.
I almost bought a game.
You did?
Almost.
What'd you buy? Almost.
Pathogenic.
Pathogenic.
Yeah.
That's different than pathologic.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what that is.
Bullet hell, you're a virus. Your upgrades are organelles. Your enemy targets are lymphocytes.
That sounds like a game you would like.
But Heath, you hate a character action, bullet hell, fast twitch, muscle fiber.
Do you?
I mean,
You allegedly liked Hades.
I spit on games in the past that have those features, but
Okay.
now I'm willing to shill out $7.99 for this one.
Because it's biology themed.
I kind of want to do it.
Do it.
No, I gotta apply to medical school.
I bought a game recently. It was Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And I bought it so I could play it with my brother and sister. And then they very kindly bought me Black Ops 3 so we could all play that together.
Oh, interesting.
Sibling bonding. It's been fantastic. Everyone should have siblings. You have many brothers.
3.
That's a lot of brothers.
Yeah.
No sisters.
1.
One sister.
Yep.
Wow.
She's 10 years older than me.
Whoa. Are you like the baby? Or no, there's one
Second
younger.
youngest.
Okay. Lots of kids.
Lots of nieces and nephews too.
Yeah, especially if they're older by that much.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest, so none of those. Plus, I don't know if my siblings are going to have kids. We'll find out. Do you like having a lot of nieces and nephews?
I mean, yes, but I feel like I'm dropping the ball. I feel like I was meant to introduce them to the cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
With my oldest niece and nephew, I gassed up whenever they would bring up things of interest. But I didn't necessarily like send them their first copy of blank. Because I can imagine a cool uncle doing that to me, and that would be the best thing ever.
How old are they?
It's a huge range. It's from like 2 to 19.
Wow, 19?
Yeah.
Wow, that's more like you're closer to like your level than it is to like someone who's generationally behind you.
It's true. Yeah.
That's less of an age difference between me and my stepmom.
Damn.
Sorry.
Of my nieces and nephews, 2 of them are Zoomers. 6 of them are Gen Alphas. And then 2 of them are Betas.
I think
The mix.
there's definitely still time for you to like,
Have kids?
well, of course, but there's also still time.
No, I'm cooked.
Dude, you're 30.
Yeah, exactly.
You're crazy. If you hit 40, come back to me. But like, you're guys.
We're done.
Dude, don't do that. You got plenty of time. You just gotta like, get out there. Especially there's plenty of women realizing they've been dating like a complete idiot for all of their 20s, and they're figuring that out now. So just like wait around. There's plenty. Oh yeah, there's still plenty of time to be the cool uncle for lots of your nieces and nephews, even if they're 19.
That's true.
I don't know how your family dynamics are, but
It's good all around.
I'm sure. But it's not like you can talk to your parents about anything, right? Even if you have a good relationship with them. And if you're younger and you're more in touch, they're going to come to you with stuff they feel like they can't come to their parents about. And that's honestly, it's more valuable than sending a video game. So yeah, I think you're fine. I feel like you have a pretty cool position in your family to be like young enough that they're relating to you maybe.
It is cool.
They're not calling you a boomer.
He's not fully unk status.
I'm kind of unk status.
My brother called Chris unk status.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good.
Got him.
I mean, to be fair, Heath, you would also meet this criteria because it was upon Chris turning 30 that this happened.
No, we're unked.
I'm not. I'm still 20s.
She's a niece.
Your clock is ticking.
I'm a baby.
And we're back.
We're back.
Rack.
So, this is a topic that has been rearing its head lately on each episode of Mobius Tubes. We're here to talk about the video game affordability crisis. Check in on the price of hardware, pontificate on where the industry could be heading. Is this a new normal? And maybe offer a couple slivers of advice at the end. And do a real check-in on the whole situation right now, which is all predicated on the current AI-driven memory and computing component shortage as massive AI data centers buy up a lot of RAM and other components that would typically be found in consoles and gaming platforms, really driving down the manufacture of consumer goods. It's all being siphoned into AI initiatives.
Boo.
Causing supply to dwindle while demand remains high, and the prices, as a consequence, shoot up.
Yeah, my initial advice is if you're like 10 and you're looking for a new hobby, just don't go into video games. Just read books. It's cheaper. More sustainable.
I guess we'll be scratching our head if that's what people will be doing, I guess.
Probably not.
Maybe to ground ourselves, let's check in on the current prices of the mainstream devices people would be considering to play console quality games. I have them here, handy dandy reference. I'll run through them fairly fast. Nintendo's latest console, the Switch 2, is currently sitting at $450, but imminently effective September 1st, that price will be going up $50. It'll then cost $500 starting in September.
Yeah.
Brace yourselves, because those are the cheapest numbers we're going to hear all evening. The cheapest possible Xbox Series X console you can buy right now, that doesn't include a disk drive, will not accept physical media, it's digital only. The cheapest possible entry is $750 for an Xbox Series X.
What did it cost when it debuted?
When it debuted in 2020, it was $500.
You know,
and that was a superior bit of kit. It even had disk drives and stuff like that.
Console prices used to go down as time went on.
They sure did.
Back in the old days.
Late in the generation, they'd get a price cut, and all the patient people would finally get their opportunity, but no longer. Patience is not rewarded.
Uh-oh.
Looking a little bit better, the cheapest possible PlayStation 5 you can buy that also lacks a disk drive, that's only $600, so bit of a steal. If you want a spring for the more premium PS5 Pro, though, that'll set you back $900.
Wow.
The cheapest possible version of the Steam Deck, Valve's PC handheld device that has less storage space and no bells and whistles, the cheapest one you can get is $789. And finally, the brand new, hot off the presses, cheapest version of the Steam Machine, Valve's very cute form factor living room PC competitor that also, the cheapest one that doesn't have a lot of storage space, doesn't even come with a controller. If you want that, that'll set you back a cool $1,049.
Yep.
And those are kind of the mainstream devices most people would be considering to buy today. All these prices are, hundreds of dollars more expensive than they would have been just a year or two ago.
It's the end of days, Chris.
It seems pretty bleak. Here's a question I'd pose to you guys. I think the obvious advice we have is, if at all possible, probably don't buy video game hardware right now. Try to remain content with whatever you have around and accessible. But if someone's in dire straits, yes, Samantha.
If you are going to buy a Switch 2, buy it right now.
The question I'm posing to you two, if someone told me, I'm sorry, it's a given, I have to buy something, what advice would we give them? Would we point them towards one of these more than others? Or do you guys have a more outside the box creative solution?
Is there any deal.com?
That's not going to hook you up with hardware.
Right. The line, you just watch the line go up.
If you're a girl and you're confident enough, you could probably just get like one of your guy friends to sell you one of their consoles for cheap. How do I know this? Not because of my skills. My sister has attained every console she's ever owned this way. She's a lesbian, so don't let sexuality stop you. But the other option is if you're a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. What I did in 2023 is I waited until Black Friday sales and I bought a laptop, which is not ideal for gaming, but it serves gaming purposes. I got it for around $600, maybe a bit more.
I wonder what your laptop model would sell for these days.
In today's prices, I imagine that's closer to $1,000 on sale. I don't know, but I imagine. And I would say it's still worth it because you're going to have the access to most games that way. Any of these consoles you buy, you're going to be limiting your pool of games. So if you need to buy a console right now, you better be married to that thing for a while, at least until the AI data centers thing blows over, if it, God willing, ever does. You want to be content with it for a long time. I would go somewhere where you're going to be not running out of games. And also, if you have access to Steam, you can buy games on the absolute cheap. The Switch 2 is very appealing because it's the cheapest option here. You're buying it before the price increase. However, your gaming library is relatively smaller, and every game you buy is going to be like $40 or higher. They don't do a lot of sales. So I'm thinking long term, it's going to suck to pay that high initial front cost for the computer, but it might be your only option. Your secret third option is to be a mobile gamer. Good luck. Play Fortnite. It's fun, I've heard. Chris.
I asked for outside the box solutions, and your first one did deliver on that. I wasn't expecting that.
I know what I've heard.
I agree with you. If you're thinking long term, you're buying hardware for the long haul. You see yourself using it many years down the line. I think I would push people towards PC for the cheaper cost of games and the ability to swap out maybe one of your parts is outdated, and down the line, you don't have to replace the entire system, just do some modular replacement.
If you want to ship a Theseus to your computer, you should probably go for an actual desktop, which is going to be even more expensive rather than a laptop.
It's going to be a high upfront price to pay, though.
Right.
Which is why I will also put forward, if you are thinking in the short to medium term, I don't think the Switch 2 is the worst idea. It's relatively new in its life cycle. Nintendo's going to be supporting it for a while, unlike the PS5 and current Xboxes. Those are winding down. The Switch 2, it's been receiving decent third-party support, more so than Nintendo consoles usually do. I don't know if that third-party game support will eventually dry up, but for now it's decent. And if generally just Nintendo titles are appealing to you and you get some utility out of it being a handheld, those could be enough reasons. It's the cheapest possible entry point right now. I think it's not an awful idea, especially if you bite the bullet now before September 1st and don't pay the increased price.
To credit Chris's opinion, I keep waffling back and forth if I am going to be biting the bullet before September 1st.
Depends on how good the reviews are for Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave.
That isn't coming out until after
September. That's how they get you.
Yeah, that's how they get me. So, yeah, we'll see.
Heath, as someone whose one of his gaming resolutions was to at least think about new hardware, where do you stand with all of this? You've been put in a difficult situation.
The Gabe Cube is too pricey. My RAM is not DDR5. DDR5?
DDR5.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be. Mine isn't, for example.
Okay. As appealing as those links that Janice sent me back in June of good deal cyberpower type Reddit posts for $2,000 kits, I probably should Newegg my way to a Frankenstein to make use of the parts that I got.
To be clear, listeners, we understand that saying like $450 is cheap. That's like not cheap for most people.
Only
it's a big expense.
Because we're comparing relative numbers.
Yeah,
and it's the lowest out of the bunch.
It's much cheaper than the $1,000 Steam machine. So I understand that video games right now are simply inaccessible for much of the population. And that's unfortunate. And it's just a product of where the industry is right now. I think games have always had this problem, but it's worse now than ever.
Yeah, if at all possible, the advice I'm following, I am hunkering down. I am not even thinking of upgrading PC parts. I had to replace some RAM this year because it literally failed. Until other parts literally don't work, I'm not considering upgrades. I'm going to try to ride this out.
Also, Chris, your system is like beautiful. Like, what upgrades do you need, buddy?
Right. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I built my initial PC way back in the day in 2015. 3 years later, 2018, I'm like, okay, I'm jonesing for an upgrade, and I got a better graphics card. 4 years later, 2022, it's like, okay, time for the next refresh, and I got the new graphics card. We're now 4 years past that point, where potentially where I would be in the schedule, it's time to consider an upgrade, and that's not even crossing my mind.
Chris is living in a palace, and he's like, I haven't renovated my second kitchen.
I'm just saying,
fine, it'll just be out of date.
The typical lifespan of my graphics cards has been 3 or 4 years. I think it's pretty likely the lifespan of my current one will be 7 or 8 years, like twice as long.
Sure.
Your motherboard is 11 years old?
My current motherboard was purchased in 2020.
Oh, okay.
There were some other upgrades in there.
That's how long mine lasted.
With all that said, people trying to gauge, hey, is this the new normal? How long is this going to last? I've seen speculation. At this point, I think all we have to deal with is speculation.
When companies raise prices, they do not lower them. Once they prove consumers will pay those prices. So, yeah, I think this is just it forever.
Well, surely the RAM shortage won't last indefinitely. That'll come to an end someday. I've seen projections that expect it to last through 2027.
Yeah, but
there's potential for it lightening in 2028, but that's so far away and things are so dynamic. So much could change between then and now.
Wasn't there like a GP graphics card shortage during COVID? Mm-hmm. And like prices went way up because demand went way up? Did prices come back down?
You're talking about a slightly separate issue.
Yeah, I know.
The RAM shortage could end and prices could remain stubbornly high.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably going to be like that because they're like, well, people will pay it and they have been paying it. Why would we lower them? We'd be a fool to throw away this extra money.
Well, that makes us look at, let's get into the realm of speculation here. In theory, It seems like Sony is targeting somewhere around late 2027 to launch a new console, presumably the PlayStation 6. What will it cost is a big question mark. But if we look at a recent example, Valve just launched the Steam Machine for a little over $1,000, a device that is approximately on the level of a PlayStation 5 in terms of raw house power. If Sony's launching a device that is a generational leap stronger than the PlayStation 5 next year, what would that cost?
$1,500.
Right. But we're potential at the face of it, we're looking at a price that is well north of $1,000.
A mid-sized car.
Now, there's reasons I don't think it'll be quite that high. Sony is probably much more willing to subsidize the cost of hardware and take a loss than Valve is.
They're like, we want to sell consoles, so it's not going to be $1,500.
More from the economy of scale. Yeah. But I think no matter how you slice this onion, we're looking at when the PlayStation 6 launches into this environment, it is going to not be a strong seller. I think we're going to see an initial burst because there's always going to be that million or two early adopter enthusiasts.
Whales gotta eat.
The whales will show up on day one, but as soon as day one is over, I think the adoption rate of the PS6 is going to be a slow trickle at a high price like that. Especially because I would be very surprised if Sony makes it a mandatory purchase.
Also, I'm going to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. The generation to generation, what these consoles are offering, I feel like is becoming less tangible each time. Like we're kind of hitting a plateau in terms of performance and graphics. Like, you know, Spider-Man 2 looked amazing. I can't imagine it looking so much better on the PlayStation 6, right? We're kind of hitting some level of plateau.
Yeah.
So
diminishing return.
Yeah, people are going to look at the PlayStation 6 and see it costs over $1,000 and be like, ooh, it's like a whole paycheck.
And my PlayStation 5 is holding up fine.
It's holding up fine. Why should I buy a new console?
Right.
Yeah.
I think Sony has a uphill battle selling this thing. And I think they might actually take a stance of this is a new strategy for us. This isn't... We're not trying to move everyone over to the new hardware. Maybe they market it as a more boutique niche device where this is only for enthusiasts, actually. The price is so high, we aren't expecting mainstream adoption.
Sony, who's been used to selling PlayStations by the bucket load, is going to be like, it's fine if we don't do that. I don't believe you. I know how stupid MBA CEO brains work. They don't care about the consumer even a little bit. They care about squeezing as much money from you as possible. They are going to make it so that you must own the PlayStation 6, and they are going to charge as much as they possibly can for it. Do not ever look into the eyes of one of those guys and assume they have any humanity. You'd be wrong.
Those 2 points you just made do seem at odds to me. How are you going to make it so that people must buy this thing when literally most people won't be able to?
You tell them to do the American thing and take out an irresponsible... take out debt. It's what they've been asking for the whole time.
I think they're being pigeonholed into a position where, at least as I currently see it, the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 6 are going to live side by side in tandem. They will squeeze the existing PS5 user base, of which nearly like 100 million exist, and then only sell the PS6 to the hardcore enthusiasts.
I think that is what we might see, but I don't think PlayStation will ever try to limit themselves. I don't think they would ever do something crazy like market it as like a boutique item. They're going to try to get everyone to buy it. Of course they are.
You can market it however you want. When the price tag is $900, it's not mainstream.
I think what we're talking about are two separate things. It's how they're going to market it, like what their goals are. Their goals are to sell PlayStation 6 in every American household, in every international household for the matter. Just go into debt. They don't care about you. They don't care about your personal financial situation.
Sure.
Get another credit card.
They don't care about your financial health. They care about it insofar as can you buy their product, which I think the answer is no.
That's the affordability crisis, right?
And here's where we're going with this.
Okay.
You launch hardware to then sell people software.
Right.
If they make a strong, compelling case, here's Bloodborne 2, PS6 exclusive.
Yeah.
With the ballooning budget of creating video games these days, they're going to be eating losses on that. The install base of the diminished PS6 won't be able to support the games they're making for it. They will be sending games out suicidally to die if it's exclusive.
I feel like you're making the assumption that the PS6 won't sell. You're like, people can't afford it. And I say, watch them. They will just take out the debt, I think. In this culture we have of consumerism, it's so easy to market new products as being the thing you must have, and anything else is old and you don't need it anymore. And you're thinking, but I don't think like that. And I know you don't, because you're very responsible financially. I don't think like that either, but most people do. We're kind of in a bubble of responsibility over here.
This isn't apples to apples.
We're not on TikTok.
This isn't apples to apples because it's not the hot, shiny new thing. But as concrete data, I would point towards every time the current consoles receive these price increases, you see sales numbers drop off cliffs. People halt purchasing them.
Yeah.
We're at record low video game hardware sales right now.
But these are old consoles.
Right, which is why it's not an apples to apples comparison.
So I feel like if you're like looking at the current PlayStation is $700, you said?
The cheapest one you can get is $600.
$600, but like, you know, I want a disc drive, so it's going to cost $50 or $100. $650. You're looking at that and being like, man, $650, that's expensive. I'll just wait for the PS6. Why would I buy an expensive old console when I can buy an expensive new one?
That probably is a slice of the audience.
So I think it's a lot. I think it's a big slice.
Well, I don't think it's a big slice because we're late in the PS5 life cycle right now. Who was like casual enough to have deferred purchasing one for 6 years at this point? And they're in the know enough to know the unannounced PS6 is around the corner.
Okay.
That's like you're describing the Goldilocks zone that barely exists, I think.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm in the bubble.
Here's my bold prediction. I do think the PS6 will be marketed as a more boutique device. They won't expect as rapid of an attach rate.
I think you're basically asking them to accept that their stock price can't infinitely go up. And considering that's the business assumption of all public businesses, I say you're wrong. They're not going to market it as boutique. They're going to market it as, if you don't buy one, you're a fool. And hopefully, once their sales numbers are disappointing, then they will say, oh, we got to make Bloodborne 2 available on the PS5 as well. Otherwise, it's going to die.
I think maybe there's a bit of a misunderstanding here.
Okay.
There's an assumption baked into your argument, I think, that is for Sony to continue to have record profits, they need big adoption of their new hardware. And these companies don't make profits on the hardware. They make it on the software. As long as you have one of their devices, whatever it may be, PS5, PS6, PlayStation 4, they can make the money on the software just fine.
Then why come out with a PlayStation 6 at all?
Just
don't do it, guys. Just wait.
They've already probably locked in their manufacturing timeline. They can't kill those contracts.
Yes, you can.
They'll pay a kill fee probably. They bought up these components. They're just going to put out the initial batch run for those who were cool enough and financially stable enough to buy it, and then continue to milk the existing large PS5 audience.
Okay. When you put it like that, it makes more sense. I still think them marketing it as boutique is extremely unlikely, but I think it will not sell as well, and maybe they're okay with that. Maybe they're like, fine, people are still buying our games, so who cares? PlayStation 5 is still good.
I think it becomes an especially hard sell as the years go on because we've kind of seen this precedent where we have a younger generation of gamers who prioritize graphical fidelity at lower rates than ever before. They are content playing the most popular games of their generation are Fortnite and Roblox, games that run on phones.
They're correct to be doing this. I'm on their side.
They would look at the PlayStation 6 and say, why would I ever buy that? I can already play my favorite games.
My people.
And so we're old enough that we grew up such that the allure of new graphics was a selling point, where I think that doesn't exist nearly as much these days.
Yeah, the games on my Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube sure look different than on the PC 2023.
Have you wanted to jump in on anything so far, Heath?
I have strong opinions about software.
Okay.
Parents, if your child has a console and you're looking to save money on games and get more value, I have 2 recommendations. Yakuza Like a Dragon, because you can play games within that game.
Robust with minigames.
There's karaoke, there's batting cages, there's Virtua Fighter.
You can visit an entire arcade in there.
There's a ton of Sega games that are hidden in Yakuza. And then the other one was UFO 50.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
it's good.
50 games in that thing, at least.
That's a couple years of gameplay.
Just
Yeah.
buy the Nintendo Switch online subscription. It's dead cheap.
All right.
You can play all
We're
those
jumping the
games.
sharp ever so slightly, giving specific advice.
I don't give some.
I wanted to, I guess, the state of the hobby right now, very hard to get your foot in the door buying the hardware. Those prices have skyrocketed. I think it's kind of an interesting, weird discrepancy between the massive surge in price of video game playing hardware, where the software itself seems relatively cheap as it's been.
You can buy games on Steam for pennies.
If you've got a device you're content to play games on, the world's your oyster. You're not breaking a sweat. I think with that massive asterisk given, do you have a device that plays video games? If so, I think the video gaming hobby is among the most value-rich money can buy.
Chris, kids listening to this are like, well, I have a smartphone and that plays video games.
Sure, where I'm talking about the more traditional console market.
Yeah,
here.
I feel like this conversation, if we're like, what's the cheapest way to get into video games? You probably have a smartphone. And if you don't, that's probably the most affordable way to get into it.
Or a school laptop or something.
Yeah, it's like that's actually like actionable advice is, well, I hope you really like mobile gaming 'cause that's what you're going to be up to for a while since mom and dad can't afford that $1,000 price tag. It's like, that's okay. No shame in that. Software cheap. Yes.
Software, cheap. Now open the floodgates. We can share. We're in a bit of a bind. I don't think there's great advice for buying hardware, but we can share tips for saving money on software and make do with the devices you do have and ensure that going forward, this hobby maintains a level of affordability that is accessible to most people.
Here's my hot tip. If you have a good personality of any type, just find someone who just like kind of exudes a nerd vibe. Their Steam library is probably going to have at least 500 games in it. And then just, gently mention that you also have a Steam account and you've heard about this new family thing. And then voila, you'll have over 1,000 games in your Steam library. Easy.
Voila.
This is some very niche advice. I don't
It's
know how
not.
replicable it is.
I literally, it saves lives. Also, buying games on Steam is cheap anyway, even if you don't have any friends. So there you go. Just Steam is the way as far as games go, as far as I'm concerned.
But I have advice for our console playing friends out there, at least ones who have disk drives. For anyone who has a PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, or something, worth checking out if your local library will lend out physical games for you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's increasingly becoming the norm these days.
Some libraries will lend out consoles. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
So
Yeah, I saw at least one of my local libraries, there's a disc section for PlayStation 5 games.
most libraries rent out video
Even
games.
Switch games.
Yeah.
So there is a free way to check out some somewhat recent releases on your console
If
at home.
if the game you're trying to play is like over 10 years old or 15 years old, you can probably like find it online for free, like with some sort of emulator. Piracy is a crime, but we're all criminals here.
Okay. Samantha's next tip was theft.
Okay, it's been 15 years. It's no longer theft. That's when, in my opinion, the what is it? Copyright goes away.
Yeah,
I
hear
haven't done any of this.
you whip out that line at court. I hear no jury will convict.
I have not. I'm not admitting to any crimes here. I've never done this. I'm just saying it'd be easy theoretically.
That was basically my one hot tip for our console playing friends out there. The rest of my tips are for buying PC games. Just like Samantha mentioned, Steam has a pretty robust family sharing feature. Heath, Samantha, and I are all in the same Steam family. all of our games can be lent to each other very easily.
That was how I played both of my games this week.
I leverage it frequently. That's how I played the 100 line Last Defense Academy, thanks to Samantha owning a copy.
Thanks, Bradford.
It's very friendly. You can have up to 6 members in a family. I know consoles do have a similar feature, although they are usually not quite as consumer friendly. It's smaller size, and sometimes there's restrictions in place. The other tip about the website Heath mentioned already is thereanydeal.com. You can, if you want to, connect your Steam account to this website where it'll import your wish list automatically, track it for you. And it is a basically price tracking. You can see the total lifetime history of a game's sale prices. You can know what the all-time low was, see how the current deals compare. And if you wanted to, it'll send you an email when the games on your wish list hit low prices so you can buy them at the proper time. A favorite of Heath's, the Epic Games Store is always giving away games for free.
Woo, yeah!
You got to slum it with Epic Games Store, but on a routine basis, they are giving away games at no cost. You just download them forever.
Yeah.
So it's hard to argue with that.
What a great launcher.
And finally, for me, don't sleep on the variety of websites on PC that sell you games in bundles.
I knew this is what you were going to say.
I'm on the record. I'm a slut for video game bundles. That's how I have so many games. The most prominent one is a website called Humble Bundle, where every week or two they'll have a new offering for you. Usually, between 5 to 10 games you get on steep discount. You buy them all together as a collection. The more premium one I usually buy is the monthly bundle. There's a new one that refreshes on the first Tuesday of every month. You usually pay $15 for 8 games. For example, this most recent month, I bought this monthly bundle. It included Tunic. It included Neon White.
No kidding.
It included Sea of Stars, just to name the 3 probably most desirable games out of that bundle.
Is that Jonathan Blow's next game?
Sea of Stars, no, it's a throwback JRPG.
What's his next game called?
Order of the Sinking Star.
I was close.
You were close.
So for those of you feeling out like, oh, how do I just get one of those Steam Family Juicers? Just ask them like, oh man, it's going to be the first Tuesday of the month next week. And if they automatically fill in, oh yeah, new Humble Bundle, you just go ahead and commit to them. You've got it in the bag.
Yeah.
Humble Bundle's the biggest one, but other websites like this exist. One is called Fanatical. Check it out. And yeah, that's how I acquire lots of PC games for mere pennies. Oh, just worth being explicit about this. Steam, synonymous with PC gaming. It's the biggest storefront. I buy Steam games all the time, not directly through Steam. It's a kind of an open marketplace. IsThereAnyDeal.com points this out. It'll say, sure, you can buy the Steam key on Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle provides Steam keys. Or other websites. Steam isn't always the cheapest seller, and you can take advantage of the open marketplace and buy them elsewhere, and then activate them on Steam.
Chris is married to Valve, so he won't download a game unless he can convert it. It's a Steam key. If they try to offer him an Epic Game Store key, he turns up his nose at it. But you don't need to be that way. You can just be normal.
He did GOG once.
Now's the time to disclose my paid Valve sponsorship. Just kidding.
That's so funny. Valve doesn't need to sponsor anyone.
Right. They're doing just fine.
They just make $1 billion a year with 20 employees. It's a perfect system.
All right. That was all of my advice on buying games.
It's the Dust Bowl, folks. Just get dusty.
And there you have it. That's the current situation. Where will things look 3, 4, 5 years from now? I don't know.
I'll just be a permanent couch co-op gamer.
Like Samantha said, maybe when the Ramageddon blows over, we'll see some lightning lowering of prices, but I don't think we're ever falling back down to the baseline before this all happened.
No.
Companies are too reticent to do that.
I feel like that's too reluctant.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I listen.
So I don't know. If the barrier to entry to this hobby remains high for the foreseeable future, Will that just keep a new generation of gamers out?
No, they'll just play mobile games.
They'll just play mobile games.
They will play mobile game garbage, and they will think that that is what a good game is.
They will play mobile game garbage until the next Smash Bros. That is a launch title on the next Nintendo console.
The Switch is still like even at $500, I would say it's like reasonably Christmas present for kids if you're a middle class family. Yeah, $500, I guess that's like reasonable. Everyone else is like crazy out of the league. So Nintendo is still trying to be like a family company essentially. So I think they'll survive this generation. Like the betas will know what a Switch is.
Gen
beta.
Okay.
Betas.
It'll be interesting to see what consumer price tolerance actually is when you apply enough pressure, because the Switch notably won't be a device you can play GTA 6 on. Those will be pricier.
Right.
Just don't tell your middle school boy child that there's going to be new GTA, and then like make all of his friends' parents hide this from them as well. Just keep it a secret. What they don't know can't hurt them. Just have them play GTA 5.
It's going to be on milk cartons.
It's going to be inescapable.
Yeah.
And the barrier to entry to playing it is very high.
It's going to be an expensive game on an expensive console.
Right. And yet it's going to be the biggest cultural moment of the year.
Somehow.
So we'll see. Interesting times.
Maybe these kids already have a PS5.
Right. I think that's what they're banking on.
Sure.
Okay, we beat that dead horse enough, I think. Time to wind down this podcast. Heath, if you want to interact with the show, how can you do that?
You write in an email that I will hear at mobiustubespodcast@gmail.com.
That's right. We listen to your emails. We don't read them. You can also join our Discord server. The invite link is in the show notes. Come chat to us about what are your spending habits on games? Do you wait for sales exclusively? What kind of games make you jump on for day one?
Danganronpa 2x2.
What kind of hardware purchases are you considering, if any at all? Let us know on the Mobius Tubes Discord server. And until next time, it's been real, guys. Real fun. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.